Now, Mr. G and L, the L stands for Leo Fender, who made the first Telecaster, well, Fender broadcaster in 1950, the year I was born. Well, Mr. Leo Fender says the G and L guitars, and the L stands for Leo, are the best guitars he's ever made. And these sell for around £500 by G&L. I think Anderson's Music sell them. And this one has come onto my bench. It's the Tribute series, and it's the one that people like the most. An ASAT, A-S-A-T, ASAT Classic, A-S-A-T. I must look up what ASAT means. To me, it's like ASAT. But anyway, Leo says this is the best guitar he ever made, and I've no doubt he's right. The action's a little bit high on this one, so it needs to be brought down. There's not a great deal to do to this guitar. Just to give it a good service, check the electrics, because the electrics are a little bit dodgy. So I'm going to go over this in detail with the camera from above.
Next video, please.
Well, there's the camera from above. Let's check the electrics first of all. Turn this light around a little bit. That's me buzzing. Turn the light around a little bit. There you go. Right, what do we got? Nice loud pickups. I see there's no adjustment on the pickups for height. There is on that, but not on the neck pickup. Okay, that's fair enough. Needs some oil. That one's okay. Now, there's some nice tonal adjustment on that. Okay, so this here needs some. Maybe it doesn't. It's maybe fixed itself by just using it. But I'll put a drop of my expensive glue. This is for William George. William George, you're costing me money already. Where is it? Where did I put it? No, here it is here. £8 a tube. £8 a tube. And it's going in there. Wasted on William George. It's called Deoxit, and people on this channel recommended it to me, and I'm sure there's a good reason to use it, but I like to complain because I don't like spending money. I'm going to be taking that off so you can see inside, because if Leo says this is the best guitar he ever made, then we have to have a look inside, don't we? Eh? What do you say? What's on the back? Did we look at the back? Just a plate. G&L guitars, and the serial number 2110. I suspect Indonesia, but we'll find out. Nice clean back. Nice clean. They're made into it or not. Yeah, okay, well the front's the only thing with any sign that needs to have us to dig into it a bit. Let's have a dig.
Next video, please.
Well, Georgie girl didn't stay there for long, and I've changed my mind about taking the cover off, because I see something that might, well, it might be nothing, but it might be interesting. And let's just have a look in a second. Come on, get out. Right, okay. There you go over there. Right. What I see, bring you down even closer, is this little bit of wire. And why that's stuck there. Maybe it's just stuck on the surface, but even, oh look, Oh, it came out, right. That happened once before with a professional guitarist that was going to America, and his guitar started to buzz. And when I went up to his house, I discovered that there was a little bit of wire stuck on the pickup touching the strings. It was a simple little job. But let's have a look inside this. You do want to have a look inside this, don't you? I'm sure there's nothing to see. I'm sure of it. Oh. Ah, right, okay. See, I told you there's nothing to see. Didn't I, love? Didn't I, love? Let's just see if there's anything inside. Nope, nothing to see. Nicely wired. Well, nicely picked up. Some sort of dirt in there, but that's nothing at all. So there's nothing to see there. And we'll just take this off. Lovely, neat job. Made in Korea, the pots. Nice switch, an alpha switch made in Korea. You've been working on one of them recently. Ooh, what's that there? A little capacitor or a little resistor? I know that's a resistor, but haven't seen that before. Little resistor. I must look up to see why they've done that. Coated with what do you call it? Electromagnetic paint that acts as a Faraday cage. I like it. I like it. Well, that wasn't anything terribly exciting there, was it? But you got to see, didn't you? Didn't you, like love? Didn't you? I'll put this all back together. It just sits in nicely. I like it. I like it. Right, I'll put that back together and save you boring you.
Next video, please.
Well, that's it all back together, and I must find out why ASAT classical means. I'll find that out now.
Next video, please.
Okay, yeah, I think these are all fine. The middle one's slightly loose in all of them, so I'm going to tighten them up. Just I feel them to be right. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, not much, but these two are loose. Looser, should I say? Yeah, feels better. That's still loose. Now, this is maple hardwood, they call it, for the neck, and it's maple for the top part of the neck as well. Hard rock maple with maple fingerboard. Don't look like maple, but that's what they say it is. Yeah, I checked on this. I'm going to do the neck now, and the asset stands for anti-satellite. Because he couldn't call it a broadcaster, he changed it to asset. GNL's asset, anti-satellite. Right, I'm going to check the anti-satellite. First guitar I've had for a long time that doesn't have any rockers, especially around the 12th fret. Anyway, okay, I'm going to give it a clean, good tidy. Check the straightness of the neck without strings on it. Got what I'd call the perfect underbow butt. We'll see what it's like whenever I put the strings back on it again. Intonation I'm not sure about, but I'm going to clean this up now. I'm just going to use some 3000 grit just to polish it. Or shall I use steel wool? I'm going to use steel wool. Right, okay. Speed this up. Lemon oil, just nothing exciting on this one. I think it's pretty dry, but just some lemon oil. Again, lemon oil is mostly mineral oil, but check your bottle to make sure there's nothing in it that might harm your skin. But mineral oil, generally speaking, is good for your skin. I'll let that sink in and then I'll polish it off. And then I'll stick some strings on it. And see.
Next video, please.
So, the owner of this guitar wants the best action he can get. And if you see there, the action is okay at the top, but not great. So what I need to do is I need to set the angle down here. So I'm going to put a clamp on there and then set this other end as low as I can go. And then I'll adjust the nut. Still quite a bit of action there, so I can figure out how far I can go down there. And this is going to be boring because it's going to be boring. And I'm just going to be lowering and up and down and lowering and up and down. If I can find the right tiny little Allen key for it. There it is there, I think. It is, yeah. So I'm going to lower each of the strings down to the minimum height that I can get on it. Right. Okay. Well, not the minimum, but the lowest that is practical. You can always go up again, you know. No, I'm not happy. What is the neck like? Because I'm not getting right. I have to see on this. Are those strings tight? Yeah, let's just... I'm not happy. Well, there's a little bit of an underbow on it, but I've got a feeling it shouldn't be that much, so I'm going to tighten up that and up there a little bit. And then maybe I'll have a better time with this. Let's just see. Yeah, it's perfectly workable. But I want to make sure I get a good grip, because then I don't want to strip it for future generations. What's happening? I got a good grip the first time. Be lucky to see. Yeah, it looks to be. Let's just use this. No, this is not. It looks to be the right one, but perhaps it wasn't. This is a pain in the ass, this is. Shouldn't be this hard. Unless it's already been stripped. Let's just hope that's not the case. This is that's not the right size, so we'll go up the size, which is too big, I think. Oh, I think I'm going to have to look more deeply. Oh, it's tiny in the background. Right, okay, it's a tiny truss rod in the back, so I'll just have to go through. each one of these to see which one of them will fit. It's not the right one either. I'm going to come back to you once I've discovered. Well, it's stripped. The nut is stripped in there. I thought I caught something at the beginning, but I didn't, so I'm going to have to work at it to figure out what I can do. There's a little bit of the hexagon there, but not enough to catch the yeah, no, not enough to catch it. Oh, maybe I just got enough. Let's just tighten that up. All right, okay. Just got enough. Well, that was a bit of a kerfuffle. And it's got that in there, so I'm not taking it out until I make sure. Yes, that's taking the underbow out. So I'm going to tap. Oh, it's falling out anyway. So, right, the next step is get this roughly back up to tune again and check the neck again and see what happens. All I want is the tension on the neck. Right, that's enough tension to see what we got. Right, the truss rod is holding it, thank goodness. I don't want to see that adjusted too much more. That means taking the truss rod out if there's a problem. So let me just see now. Yeah, that makes that too low now. Let me just check down here. No, that's right. Okay, that's right, that looks good. So now I take that off and bring this string down. Ooh, with all that work it's brought it down. Does that mean I don't have to do any work on? Because it was bent that way, so the strings were going across it that way. So if I've unbent it, it means the strings have come down here and up from here, so it's not too bad. So I'd be very happy if I brought those down. Right, let's plug it in and just do a little bit of jobby, so it mean I don't need to touch nothing. Let's just see. That's a very good action, and the thing about not having to touch that, and I can go across the other strings too, is that if it needs to be brought up, it can just be brought up with an Allen key at the other end. So that's a good job. Alright, I'm going to pause now, get these all set and come back to you. Right, I just intonated the A and the E string, E and the A string, right? I'm going to do the D string and show you that close up. Get it in tune first. Right, give it a bit of a stretch. And then tune it again. Lost a tone by stretching it. I hold it down, and fortunately it's within reason. slightly flat. So because it's slightly flat, it means that the distance between there and there is not making the same sound as the distance between there and there. So because it's flat, I'm going to move the pivot point, or the angle point, the intonation point. I'm going to move it there to make it sharper. So all I do in this guitar is I loosen it off a little bit. Retune it again. And then still a little bit. So let's bring it. I'm being very fussy. It doesn't need to be as fussy as this, but I'm being very fussy just for this demo. And you see that's it, perfect. So that's how you intonate it. I'll do one more, the G string. Give it a bit of a stretch. Don't be too fussy on stretching it, but and you see it's quite flat. So that needs to come up to shorten the string to make it sharper. And I'll bring it up a bit. Right, okay. Give it a stretch. Tune it again. Those two tones. Still a little bit flat, just a tiny bit, but I'm being extra fussy because you'll shout at me if I don't be fussy. Perfect. And I'll do that with the rest of them. Alright?
Next video please.
Well, one has changed one's mind. One was playing a little demo on it and got it up to tune, but I still feel it might be a little bit high there, so I'm going to bring down this one. This one I'm going to bring down. That's perfect. That needs to be brought down a bit. Much better. Now I'm going to bring that knot down. I'm going to bring it all down. Now that I've started, I'll finish, because the strings are sitting too far buried into it. Supposed to be the string would sit in halfway like that, not the whole way in like that, and that's close to halfway for most of them. Good enough, good enough. Actually, excellent, but I don't want to say that because I'm too shy.
Next video, please.
Well, here we are. We have the Leo Fender ASAT Anti-Satellite Classic. The one that Leo Fender says is the best guitar he ever made. And I don't want to upset Telecaster people, but this is an excellent guitar. And I've had Telecasters on my bench before, real ones. I've had Rory Gallagher's Telecaster on my bench, and I've had other people who are quite famous Telecasters on my bench. But do I say this is better? Well, it probably is coming up to being better because it's a much better price. I think you can buy them for £500. It feels better. I think it will last better. It has better pickups. These pickups are amazing. I'm just going to check the tuning. That's it in perfect tune. It's a lovely guitar. The neck feels great. It's got great sounds on it. Just play this chord. And the volume of these pickups is knocking everything else I've ever had on my bench out. They're super. Really do like it. Nice guitar. But it's not a Telecaster. It's Leo Fender's take on a Telecaster. Anyway, I'm going to play my favorite chord progression and get out of your hair. And you can make your own decision. Put it right up to the front now. And in the middle.